As a filmmaker, there's a personal obligation to make every project bigger, better, and more extreme than the previous one. You always have to one-up your past self. It's a dangerous loop that would only bring you to your limits. Anyway, here I am on a $15 bike at 4:30 a.m. Yeah, it's not very quick.
Today we are biking to the Niagara Falls. Morning. Bike. Alright, funny story about this bike. If you're looking down like here in the section, you might see something missing. Yeah, this bike doesn't have your usual brakes. The way I have to stop on this bike, there's never a car incoming or a kid just jumping whoops in the street, is I need to pedal backwards. My name is Freddy Garnerone, and today I will be retelling the story of how I attempted to bike to the Niagara Falls using a $15 bike. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's this like rattling noise constantly going on. I need to get rid of it now. For a bit of context, I currently live in Toronto and the Niagara Falls are about 130 kilometers away. Therefore, I think it would have been very much doable to do in a day using a bike. Is that a raccoon? Alright, I just saw a raccoon. I really want to get to film the sunrise. I think this might be the point. That's nice. That was perhaps the most beautiful sunrise that I've seen in a while. Whew, that was something. After a while of scrolling onto Facebook Marketplace, I found this ad of a bright red bike, which I thought was hilarious and funny. And I could already see myself using this tiny vintage bike to get to the Niagara Falls. So I went ahead and bought the probably stolen bike off of Facebook Marketplace. Mudguard fell off again. I'm feeling pretty good. I know what will in the long run start hurting will be the seat, the bike seat, and let me check the road, and probably my knees, because the bike is slightly too small. It is very heavy. It's not one of those fancy carbon fiber bikes. Should be good anyway. At least I hope so. I don't know what I'm going to do with the bike once I'm done with this trip. I don't think I'll sell it. I mean, I don't even know if it's a stolen bike. I think I might just like give it away or leave it without a lock for someone else to be lucky enough to have this bike. So far I'm very thankful for the path Google Maps has chosen for me. Alright, so Google Maps wanted me to turn back there, except there is no path, there is no road, there's just a big wall. Anyway, hopefully this secondary path works just as well. I must admit my left leg is hurting quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, this is not because of the pedaling. I mean, that doesn't help. The story is actually much crazier than that. 2 days ago, I was quite literally hit by a car. 2 days before the attempt, while I was walking to get to university, I was unfortunately hit by a car.
Since it's difficult to explain what specifically happened, here's an accurate reenactment.
Luckily, the driver was slowing down substantially and I wasn't hurt too much, but it did do some damage to my left leg, and so I was unsure whether or not I could still do my attempt on the 26th. Looking back now, I would not. Alright, so we are on our first little road. The bike path is gone. It was good while it lasted. Why does everything have to be uphill? My God. Motherfucker. I think we're ready to go. So I've been biking on what appears to be an infinite straight road. And yes, I've been having huge cars and trucks drive like a couple feet away from me. And it's not fun. There's about...
I'm Chiara Barbero and I'm Frederick's girlfriend. I think Frederick creates his adventures by reflecting a lot on what he wants to accomplish as an individual, and then he kind of just goes for it. It doesn't matter if things don't go as planned. The point of these adventures, I think, is to have something planned, but not too much, and have a sort of base organization, and then just go from there. And so, kind of go with the flow. And I think that's a key part of his life, being the creator of these adventures, and just live them and be part of a documentary, as if he was filming like a lion in his natural habitat. He's filming himself and in different habitats that are all his habitats in a way. He's making them his own habitats. I also really do miss my girlfriend. I had to leave very early this morning, so it wasn't
able to say a proper goodbye. And I know she's there at home waiting for me to get back. She's super cool. And Kiara, if you're seeing this, thank you for being so patient with me and my stupid adventures. I was telling myself that this was the worst expedition idea that I've ever had, and that I wanted it to stop so badly. Eventually, I tried to push myself a little more, and if I remember well, my knees gave out pretty much immediately after I got back on the bike. And so I decided that enough was enough, and that I would find the closest train station and get back to Toronto. I remember getting to the train station and almost falling into tears. This is the first time I failed one of my expeditions. I'm glad it was this one and not like one in the middle of the desert. I can get back home by train. I remember I texted my girlfriend that I couldn't do it and that I had to come back. And I bought the train ticket to get back to Toronto.
The fact that he didn't get until the end doesn't make it a failure or a half adventure. It makes it a different type of adventure where he was really capable of understanding himself. I'm glad he did. I'm glad he listened to his body.